I think everything's still set up. All right. Well, I think it's a stack of 55 Blu-rays to log. So I'm gonna log 55 Blu-rays. I think it's 55. So I'm gonna start as we mean to go on. I have here One Punch Man, the complete series, and 6 OVAs. So this is season 1 and 6 special episodes. One video animation OVA, or original video animation. Um, it's an art book, which is pretty cool. Hey, Vlad, how's it going? Just logging some more Blu-rays. Inventory is key. I think knowing what I have and don't have, so I can start to make decisions on what I want to keep, not keep, sorting out the best storage options. One Punch Man season 1, 15. It's going to be going on the Blu-ray shelf. No, I have not ripped it. Yes, I have watched it. Let's go ahead and copy this down. So we have that all sorted. Good, good. Right. Next up, Spectre. I think I might already have a Spectre. It says $14.99 on the front. I did not pay that. This was a charity shop purchase. Let's see. I paid £1. Pilgrim's Hospice is Faversham. I think I remember that trip, actually. That will go into the RIP pile. In the RIP pile currently is Casino Royale, Skyfall, Quantum of Solace. Well, Quantum of Solace is actually in this pile, but we'll get to it. Spectre is 12. Oh yeah, and we've put that in the 2 RIP. I'm not going to let the 2 RIP pile get too big. Spider-Man 3, the special 2-disc edition. I paid £3 for this. That is the absolute top limit of what I will pay for a Blu-ray if it's a Blu-ray I absolutely must have. And this was a Blu-ray I absolutely must have. Because it's the 2-disc special edition. And yes, I have seen Spidler Man. It's very good. It might be my favorite of the trilogy, though number 2 is definitely really good. 3 has some genuinely funny moments. Speaking of genuinely funny moments, I've heard very good things about Kingsman. I still haven't seen this. Heard extremely good things about it. I think this was in the same trip that I got Spectre. I know what I said about the 2 RIP pile, but... Right! Total Recall! 2012. Total Recall 2012. Got Skyfall here. Now I know I've got the entire set of... Oh, this Skyfall is without a sleeve. This Skyfall is with a sleeve. That doesn't justify having 2 copies, though. Assembly? What? Trying to open the help center? No. I'm already ripping. The Blu-ray. Oh, and it comes with a digital copy. Own it now on DVD. Oh, they released a making of documentary called Everything or Nothing? Now that's confusing. Because now do you mean the video game Everything or Nothing, or do you mean the documentary Everything or Nothing? That information has now proceeded to make Bond discourse much more confusing for me. Thanks a lot. Batman! Batman Returns! You know damn well these are going in the rip pile. You said you weren't going to increase the size of the 2 rip pile. Zip it. Next we have The Forbidden Kingdom. The Forbidden Kingdom. Jet Li and Jackie Chan. Finally, Nuts and Gum together at last. The Forgotten Kingdom. That is just me just like riffing unintentionally. Looper! Picked this up recently. Like just before Christmas, I think, or just after Christmas. 3 a.m., day after Christmas. I think it was just before Christmas. I can tell you. It was 21st of December last year. I picked up Looper. Not seen it. Heard good things. You better believe that's going in the stop. Next we have Battleship, starring Rihanna. I like how their names are over the wrong people on the front cover. It's like, damn, Liam Neeson's looking fine these days. I do wonder what the reason was for Rihanna. Was Rihanna really the best fit for that role? Did Rihanna decide one day, I'm going to be an actress? Like, what happened there? What's the story behind that? I'm sure Matt McMuscles has an entire video dedicated to what the story was behind that one. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. It's the first one, right? Maybe not. How much did I pay for this one? There's a £1 DVD, a £2 DVD, and a £2.50 child's book. So presumably, this was the £2 DVD. Presumably. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Thank God that's a different movie that came up. Pirates... So the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest is not in the 2-rip pile currently, so I won't add this one to the 2-rip pile either. Alright. Ant-Man and the Wasp, not for resale. Presumably this came bundled with something. I'm sorry, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know, does she look like a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant? Possibly. Blade Runner 2049, we're almost there. 2049, only a week away. I've heard this is like peak Gosling. And I've seen lots of memes. And that's Jared Leto, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I gotta see it then, haven't I? The greatest Blade Runner movie. Horse dick. How do you make a movie about E5A1C9 in the first place, Lamau? So, the Battleship movie, from what I understand, is basically just a sci-fi alien movie, but set at sea, because they had the Battleship license. As bold as the original Blade Runner, they say. But is it as bold as the Blade Runner point-and-click adventure game? £2 I paid for Blade Runner. I try not to pay more than £1 for Blu-rays nowadays, unless, you know, there's something I really want to see. Next up, Quantum of Solace. This is going in the rip pile. Still is such a weird name for a film, though, isn't it? Quantum of Solace. Like, what does that even mean? Like, the complications of being alone? I don't know, that sounds like a Oasis song. I've seen, like, 20 minutes of this. I don't count it as having seen it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Why do I have 2 copies of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and, like, no copies of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1? I'll have to watch them at some point. Right, next pile. Oh, yeah. Don't worry, it's safe to show on YouTube. I will cover the nipple. Orgies of Edo. Wonder if the alternate cover is... I think the alternate cover might be safer, to be fair. The original cover that the movie would have had back in dodgy Japanese theaters. Strong, bloody violence, sexual, and sexualized violence. You had me at sexualized violence, I'm going to be honest. Right. Orgies of Edo. I assume it's an 18, yeah. La, 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 la. Mad Max, Fury Road. Told this is one of the best movies of all time. I still haven't seen it. How much did I pay for Fury Road? $250. That seems quite high for a Blu-ray. Right. Sitting on this for a while. Still sealed. Panty & Stocking, the complete series. This is season... Did they just do... Yeah, one season, episodes 1 to 13 of Panty & Stocking with Garter Belt. I'm just curious as to whether Panty & Stocking with Garter Belt is worth anything. Hey, Jacob. How's it going? Just going to look it up. CEX... Panty Stocking Garter Belt. Okay. Panty Stocking Complete Series Blu-ray Anime. It's worth $6. I'll hold on to it. There's a new season coming out this year, right? It would almost be a crime to open it to rip it, wouldn't it? Speaking of, it would be a crime to open it and rip it. But this one I might. Dora! The Lost City of Gold. Made a big deal about this when it came out. I was going to go see it. If I do go ahead with the Dora the Explorer tier list this year, I will have to watch that movie and make a decision. Probably have to rip it then. I'll get away with not ripping it now. Okay, next up. An Empress and the Warriors. There was a point where I would just pick up anything that was Asian. If you remember, I had the big spreadsheet for Real Asia. So many of those DVDs are gone now. I just couldn't make a case for having so many. The Blu-rays I've maintained, I've kept. And some of the extremely rare DVDs I've still got. But everything else went to cancer research. So if you're in the UK and you see some rare Kung Fu DVD, you're like, oh, probably came from me. Oh, Dragon Tiger Gate on Blu-ray. No, I can't do any shopping now. I absolutely can't. This isn't a shopping stream. This isn't a... Oh, maybe I should grab that. somewhere in my bedroom, because there's a whole bunch of Blu-rays for me to go through. You think this list so far is amazing at 166. There are at least 2 massive cases full of Blu-rays in my bedroom that I need to go through, including part 1 of this. This is Legendary Heroic Adventures of Arslan. The legendary, the heroic legend, the hero. This feminine-looking guy here. His heroic adventure. This is part 2. This is the collector's edition DVD. Huh. I thought I bought Blu-rays. Okay, that's interesting. That can't go in the document because it's a DVD. There you go. That's what happens to DVDs. We shun you. Inception. This will be going in the rip pile. I still, to this day, have not seen Inception. I paid £1 for it, which I'm very happy to report. £1 for a Blu-ray, and a Blu-ray, and a DVD. Very nice. Yes, indeed. This one's a bargain, and I'm looking forward to ripping and watching this one. I want to say fairly early on in this year's rush to watch more movies, because there are so many things that reference Inception, and because I haven't seen Inception, it would be good for me to watch it, so I can get all the references and jokes, and times people have referred to it. You know, references that Rick and Morty have made, for example. Inception was an influence on Board James, and, you know, I like Board James. Oh, Ken Watanabe's in it. Ben Watanabe, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, Michael Caine, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Paige. If I say Paige, I won't get in trouble. 3, 2 BRs, and 1 DVD. Well, I'm only going to rip the main movie. Well, rip the first disc. I basically go, rip everything that's longer than 20 seconds, so a lot of the times I get, like, menu background footage, but that might be handy as B-roll, so... The first 3 Skylanders 3DS and DS starter packs. Oh. You gonna get into collecting them Skylanders. Uh-oh. Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. This is sealed. I bought this brand... Oh, I got the Morrison's receipt. Oh, we can find out how much I paid for a movie I still haven't watched. 15! 1 Blu-ray... 3591. So that's Anchorman. 1.5 Turbulence. 5 Turbulence. Is that the gum? How it feels to chew 5 gum. Yeah, must be the gum. And then 1 packet of Morrison's sushi. And 2 packets of Morrison's tuna sushi. Right. Okay. Let's slide that receipt back in there. That was fun. We learned so much about me. So this version of Anchorman 2 comes with a second version of the movie that contains completely new jokes. They shot 2 movies. They shot each scene multiple times with different jokes. You should try to return it. I think it's outside of the return window. It's the kind of thing that might make for funny content, but no, I'm not going to return it. New jokes, asterisk, subject to your sense of humor. Hey, at least they're honest. Cardboard sleeve, sealed case. Knockout. Prepare to fight for your life. Why'd I pick this one? It must be Asian or Kung Fu. Yeah. Director of Ong Bak. Coordinator of Ong Bak. Yeah. That'll be why. That'll be why I picked it up. And that's still sealed. This is one I've been meaning to get around to, although I say that about everything. Amour! Because I love me a good giallo. And who's this again? Not the name I was expecting to see. Can't remember his name now, but the father of Dario Argento, the father of giallo, was what I was expecting to see. But Amour. Been on my list for a while. To rip. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Is this the one with Bryan Cranston? No. I think this is the sequel to the one with Bryan Cranston. I think I bought this brand new. Yeah, still sealed. From HMV when it came out. It's awesome. I was going to do a Godzilla movie tier list. That was the original plan for the tier lists. I was thinking that up 2 or 3 years ago while I was working at Wilco. I had a flip chart and I wrote down every single Godzilla movie that existed at the time. I was like, I'm going to watch one a week. Never happened. Godzilla, Godzilla, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, Episode 2. I said that there would be more of these. This, I believe, is, the US release. Okay. Did I write 3? It's 2. I can't read. I can't read, I can't read. Yes, indeed, I'll succeed. I can't read, I can't read, I can't read. Am I going to rip the unicorns? To be honest, I could probably just find a download for them on Nya. On the Funny Cat site. So, this is the one with Bryan Cranston. Not sealed. I don't see Bryan Cranston on the back. Oh, there he is. He's right at the back. He's final billing on that one. Godzilla, acceptable condition, cardboard sleeve. I should really indicate the year on this one, because I'm sure there is another movie just called Godzilla. (2014). Excuse me, are you Detective Pikachu? Ha ha! Detective Pikachu! Pika Pika! Good film. Seen it twice now. Still checks out. Oh, I bought this brand new in WH Smith because I wanted the trading card. I paid $14.99, so I bought this one brand new when it came out. I wanted the trading card. Here he is. The Detective Pikachu. He's not that effective. Got a punch that doesn't deal a lot of damage, but you can use 1 energy to heal him 30 hit points every turn, which is the only way he would be, like, viable. What's the text on the box? Includes detective mode? Detective Pikachu? Detective Pikachu is alright. There's a cardboard sleeve. Never seen it. Do you consider yourself a Pokemon fan at all? Like, do you like Pokemon? Like, even just, like, a little bit. Right. You should probably watch it. But at this point, I know it's been on TV in the UK at least once, so it'll probably air on TV sometime this coming year for you, in which case, you know, there's no need to run out and buy a DVD. If you're someone who doesn't consider yourself a Pokemon fan, but you guess they're fine, then what I would say to you is this is a funny movie. It's charming. It's got a story that is very easy to follow. If you like oddly British casting choices, you will like it. If you like the guy from Jurassic World that isn't Chris Pratt, the young guy that's in it, and yeah, there's Ryan Reynolds is a good voice actor. He's a better voice actor than I would have given him credit for. In terms of, like, video game to movie adaptations, it's not a super faithful adaptation of the Detective Pikachu game, but it is a very faithful adaptation of the license, and it's full of a lot of references and jokes. So if you're a Pokemon fan, you'll get a lot more out of it. Cardboard sleeve collectible trading card sealed. I have seen it. Lady Snowblood. Oh yeah. A demon of vengeance unleashes a torrent of crimson hell. You could tell I'm a Japanese lady that could kick my ass fan. I paid £10 for this. Okay, so Lady Snowblood, Love Song of Vengeance, and Lady Snowblood. Oh right, yeah, 2 movies. There's 2 separate DVDs, and then both movies are on 1 Blu-ray. That's right. Lady Snowblood. So the best way to write this one would be Lady Snowblood / Lady Snowblood Love Song of Vengeance. Been on my radar for a while. That's going in the to-rip pile. Next up, we have Ghostbusters. Answer the call. Contains both 2D and 3D versions of this movie. I picked this up for £2. Factory sealed. There's a reason why it's still factory sealed. I can't bring myself to watch it. Let's call it Ghostbusters and then just give it the year. What was it, 2016? 2016. No review. I refuse. AVGN's such a bigot. What did he mean by this? Cardboard sleeve seal case. Female Ghostbusters aired on TV yesterday for you. The sequel, I don't really consider like Frozen Empire to be a sequel, because it kind of retcons like a great deal of Fembusters, and rightfully so, from what I hear. Dead Man Wonderland. You know what I'm gonna say? You know, I haven't seen this one. I had a friend who was nuts about Dead Man Wonderland. He was going on and on about it. Crazy. Three Blu-ray discs. Did I rip Dead Man Wonderland? F. Yeah, Lady Ghostbusters is not a reboot. It's a legacy sequel, and I'm hating that terminology, but it's getting used more and more nowadays. It's a legacy sequel. It's a sequel that creates a new continuity by being a sequel to the old continuity. It's complicated. Did I rip Dead Man Wonderland? Series. Why did I think I had? Okay, sure enough, I haven't ripped Dead Man Wonderland. While we're here, did I rip Lady Snowblood? No, I didn't. Right, Dead Man Wonderland. The Busterverse. Yuck. Yuck. Mobile Suit Gundam. Why is it not auto-completing? Come on, you asshole. So 5, 6, 1, 3. Like I said, the person that I got these off, there was a UK release of these altogether, and they were buying that complete set, so that's why I have them as like separates. Penguin Zero played a nurse in Hunger Games. I believe that's correct. Yes. I wouldn't have been able to tell you who he played, but if you had asked me which movie did Moist Critical appear in, I would have probably been able to dig at the back of my brain and say, wasn't he in one of the Hunger Games films? Right. Volume 3 is the one that is the Japanese release. The thing about these Mobile Suit Unicorns is the Japanese releases have the English language on them. So even though this one is completely swathed in moon runes on the back, it does have English subtitles and English voiceover available, as well as the Japanese voiceover. So yeah, they're all much the same. So we've got 2 and we got 4. We've got 6, and I think there's 7 episodes of Gundam Unicorn. How many episodes Gundam Unicorn? 7. Yeah. So I don't have the 7th. It's a matter of if the 7th ever comes up at a reasonable price, I will grab it, because then it completes my set. Alternatively, I might be able to sell 1 to 6 as a bunch at some point in the future and make my money back. I don't know. Oh yeah, Shimonetta, the world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. This is a fantastic series. And I keep telling myself I'm going to watch it again, and I don't get round to it. Shimonetta, the complete series, £15. I bought Cowboy Bebop complete on Blu-ray at the same time for $25. And I bought Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood OVAs on Blu-ray for $12 at the same time. Yeah, Shimonetta is solid. The dub is good as well. I hate to give Monica Rial any praise ever, because it goes straight to her head, but she's actually really good in it. I just hate that Shimonetta has become a truthful documentary. It's kind of funny. Well, I mean, people aren't walking around with bracelets on currently that are stopping them from thinking sexual thoughts, but if you express sexual thoughts online, you're automatically a gooner. No comment. I've seen it. It was good. Did I put scene in Detective? Yeah, I did. Okay. Technically, I've seen Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn Episode 1, so I'm going to go ahead and... I watched that on Netflix, which is one place you can watch it without owning it. The Devil Inside, inspired by true events. Seen this nun so many times. I've got a plastic box here that I'm going to use to ferry the Blu-rays over to the shelf, because there is a massive stack of them. We have here 2 more Dragon Ball Z movie collections. We have Cooler's Revenge and the Return of Cooler. And we have The Tree of Might and Lord Slug. I think Lord Slug is the one that was adapted into the legendary Super Saiyan or whatever it's called. Is that the one? Big Green. I think. I'm going to mark them as not watched because I'm not sure. Right. D for Dragon Ball. World's Strongest. Reborn. These both follow the same rule as the others. Right. The Tree of Might / Lord Slug. And Cooler's Revenge. The Return of Cooler. least they kept the two cooler movies together. It's nice. And again, DVD and Blu-ray combo pack. How much should I pay for this? Okay. Tree of Might and Lord Slug. Let's go. Oh, Cooler was here as well. £8 each. So £8 for Tree of Might and Lord Slug. Again, this was when I was making fairly decent money at Wilco, and you know I could easily drop 50, 60 a week on just leisure stuff. And in hindsight, I probably should have been saving that money. Oh dear. Johnny, welcome. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to look these up, see what they are now, because I reckon you can buy them for cheaper now. I reckon you can buy them for about £6. And I've lost money. Still retailing for £8. Tree of Might's retailing for £6. Shameful. I'm going to go commit Super Saiyan. Right. Got one stack left. The Tortured. From the producers of Saw. From the twisted minds that produce Saw. It's one of those cases where I saw it in a charity shop. It had the Saw name on it. That was enough for me. Tremors. Absolute classic, this one. And yes, I have seen Tremors. Straight out of Compton. Story of the NWA. One of these days I'll watch it. The best movie I saw, not last year, the year before. I have to be ready to say that now. Five Nights at Freddy's. It says $9.99 on the back. I paid $6, I think, for this. Genuinely, this was such a good film. Way better than it had any right to be. And I will be watching it again. I am so confident I will be watching it again, and sometime soon, that I am going to unseal my copy. That pen's busted. Who you call it busted, Buster? The Night Shift edition. I'm pretty sure there's only one edition. Oh, that new Ray smell. Oh. Oh. Oh god, yes. Oh. Love that smell. Right. Big Hero 6. I paid $1.99. I then proceeded to see it in 2 charity shops afterwards for £1. Crushing. 2 separate charity shops had it for £1 on Blu-ray. I'm not the kind of person that goes back to a charity shop and says, yeah, actually, I want a refund because the charity shop down the road only charged £1 for it. So I want to have back the money that is allegedly going to a charitable cause. I'm not that kind of guy. Oh. Big Hero 6. PG Pull Nut Gun. Fuck it. To the 2 rip pile. Scarlett Johansson's Ghost in the Shell. I know what you're thinking. Scarlett Johansson's Ghost in the Shell? How could you? How could you commit such an affront to nature? Why don't you own the real Ghost in the Shell? So don't worry. Don't worry. I was going to do Ghost in the Shell video game tier list. And, you know, in order to do that, I needed the Ghost in the Shell movies for reference. 2017. Don't know how it's a 12. There's literally that scene where she's kneeling over that guy that's knocked out, and even though she's wearing the suit, you can see everything. Don't know how that got a 12. Speaking of which, Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. I can type. I believe Innocence was which studio? It was like Bones, was it? Ghibli. Ghibli. So weird. So weird. Is it that it's a Ghibli film? Strange to me. Is it 2 discs? Yes. How much did I pay for Ghost in the Shell Innocence? Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell Innocence was £6. In the same transaction was Ghost in the Shell live action for 4. The other's a DVD anime. DVD World Cinema. Oh yeah, Ghibli and Production IG. It's like a weird mishmash, that second Ghost in the Shell movie. Putting my receipts back in. Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell. It's 2 Blu-rays, 2 discs. Fuck it, I haven't seen the originals for a while. Thought you said you weren't going to grow the 2 rip pile. Shut the fuck up. High School of the Dead. All 12 episodes and Drifters of the Dead. Oh no. It's one of those shows I might go back to and give a second shot. Look, I am all for fan service in anime, but the fan service in High School of the Dead was too much for me. It was too much. It's done to the point of excess. And the problem is you've got a story that starts out really dark, and like you really get into it as a zombie story, and then it just drops all all of the zombie story and just goes, oh yeah, now actually it's just a harem. And if it had started out as, oh, it's just a harem and here's zombie stuff, lol, then it would be fine. But because it started out the opposite tone, this is a serious zombie thing, when all the fan service came in, I was just, no, this doesn't belong. I wasn't aware that the Big Hero 6 had an animated series. Skeptical that it could be any good. Kill Bill Volume 2. I'm sure somewhere in this house I have Kill Bill Volume 1 on Blu-ray. Kill Bill Volume 2. Just one disc. Just one disc. ABC, though, this one is viewable in a good chunk of the world. It's a tri-region Blu-ray. The Legend of Chun-Li Street Fighter. This has that one guy. What's the name of that one actor? Chris Klein. Good old Chris Klein. Oh, a Michael Clark Duncan role. Rest in peace. Oh yeah, I see him on the front now. Must be playing M. Bison. I mean Balrog. Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. The Wings of Honianimes. Honiamise? Honiamise. The Royal Space Force Wings of Honiamise. Google. How to pronounce Honiamise?
Oneamis.
No.
Honimis.
Honimis?
Honimis.
Honimis. The Wings of Honimis. Yeah, we'll take that. This is a US copy. This was in the same charity shop batch as all those anime DVDs that I got back in the day. Which, by the way, none of the anime DVDs got traded in. Everything anime I've kept. So the spark that started my Blu-ray and DVD collection is still ever present. I since got this on Blu-ray as part of a all the anime mystery box, and I ended up just trading in the UK version because I already have a US version. There is no restriction for me on anything that I want to watch because I've got a Blu-ray drive in this PC. I can just rip it to an MKV and watch it. So it's... I'm not bothered that it's a US copy. TVMA. Good. USA copy. Region A. So there are some Blu-rays that haven't shown up that I definitely know I have. They just don't seem to be in those piles. I've got the entirety of Sakura Wars Standard Def on Blu-ray. I've got Kill Bill Volume 1 somewhere. Sonic 1, Sonic 2. There's a whole bunch that I'm sure will show up. The Samurai Trilogy. This is also USA, and this was also in the same charity shop batch as all that anime I got way back when. I have watched Samurai 1. A lot less violent than I was expecting. Comes with a booklet that explains what happens in each film. New high-definition digital restorations of all 3 films with uncompressed monaural soundtracks. Yeah, because they weren't able to record in stereo back in, 1954. Looking for a rating. A cert. I'm gonna have to assume it's unrated. Am I using unrated as a term? Am I using like you are? No, I'm calling things unrated. The Story of Little Monica, unrated. Oh, that's a point. I've got Stepsister on Blu-ray, I think, somewhere around here. And Kite. And Kite. Kite and Kite. So there's a whole bunch of Blu-rays that are still going to show up at some point. Samurai Trilogy. Condition good. 2 discs. USA. Region A. Right. There's 2 Blu-rays left to log in this pile. The stream that I was planning to do today, I am not going to be able to do because Garlops and his missus are coming around in a bit. So, that's not going to go ahead. Tales of Vesperia, The First Strike. This is a movie prequel to one of the best JRPGs ever made. I think I ripped this, but I'm not 100%. Is that a Blu-ray and a DVD? DVD and a Blu-ray, yeah. It's a combi pack. Let me check if I ripped this, because if I did, it's definitely got to happen at some point. Watching it, I mean. I don't see it in my ripped movies folder, so you are going in the to rip pile. And a nice 1963 classic, King Kong vs. Godzilla, sealed. The terrifying battle between the mightiest monsters of all time. John Beck presents King Kong vs. Godzilla. Like I said, I was planning to do a Godzilla thing at one point. I think it might be more fun to do a King Kong video game tier list. Right, we have logged 199 Blu-rays. Is there another one kicking around so I can make that 200? Because I thought it was going to be 200 with Arslan, but it turned out that was a DVD. Let's see. Is there a Blu-ray kicking around that I haven't noticed? Hiding on a shelf, tucked away in a groove somewhere, hiding behind an object, inside or underneath something, on the gaming shelf. It's DVD, PS5 game. Really don't want to leave it at 199. That's boring. So what I'm going to do is quickly turn the webcam off and go grab a 200th. So I could say I hit 200 today. Blu-ray number 200. Kimono Michi, Rise Up. Let's put that in. Did I rip Kimono Michi? Series. No. Well, I want to. Right. Ugh. I have to find a better place for the to rip pile. But yeah, we have reached 200 Blu-rays ripped. Now I'm going to do the standard thing, which is to sort them alphabetically by row A. There we go. Pick something today that was, not for resale, Ant-Man and Wasp. We logged that today. And that has the correct box next to it, so we're all good. Everything's been sorted successfully. So how many repeats do we have? Hold on. No. I was about to say, didn't we? No, it's fine. We did have a second Skyfall today. It's like, did I do that? Yes, I did. Yeah, okay, I'm satisfied I've got everything up to date for today. Thank you for joining me during this logging. I don't know how long I've been going because the to rip pile is covering the bit that says how long I've been streaming for. Oh, just over an hour. I'll take that. Yeah, the stream that was planned for today has had to move. Anything else I want to say? Anything else I need to cover? Nope. You'll have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for Birdcage of Horrors. Excited to crack into that. That is an hour-long drama that was released exclusively on Sega Dreamcast across 6 discs, 6 one-hour discs each. And over the next sort of 6 weeks or so, I would like to cover maybe all of the episodes of Birdcage of Horrors. All right. Until next time, if we live that long, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.